Maybe only a mythical beast could end its own 6-year-old's life, she angrily told Julie Saint-Saëns to hit the... And so, Julie Saint-Saëns lost her job, sitting alone on a bench. An old scar seemed to be ripped open carelessly, even though her sister bought her plenty of new clothes. But Julie Saint-Saëns still wore that drab trench coat, her heart closed off like a freezer. At the zoo, she saw monkeys trapped in cages and quipped, "Jails are for bad guys, not animals." Ollie nervously scolded Bay loudly, knowing that Ollie feared Bay's words might sting her. The reason for the sister's horrendous act puzzled not only Ollie but also her husband Lucas. Whenever the topic was brought up, Ollie would become a little bit agitated. Over the weekend, several of her colleagues came to her home for a dinner gathering. They chatted animatedly as fans. Julie Saint-Saëns, a childhood soccer player, joined in. Michelle tentatively chatted with Julie Saint-Saëns, the conversation as light as donuts. They enjoyed a pretty nice weekend, and Julie Saint-Saëns seemed to sense the goodness around her. The next morning, Julie Saint-Saëns cleaned up the battlefield and knocked on Lucas' father's door. The old man showed no resistance, smiling gently. In prison, Julie Saint-Saëns often kept a book by her pillow. That was the only way she could sleep peacefully. In this world of place, Julie Saint-Saëns felt she never really existed, while the old man listened intently with kindness. Human emotions flowed like tiny streams, quietly nourishing her heart, which was already riddled with holes. Today was another day for Julie Saint-Saëns to check in at the police station, where the sheriff had become an old pal. The sheriff brewed coffee for Julie Saint-Saëns while chatting away. He had a sweet daughter, but his ex-wife took her far away after the divorce. Every night, she watched TV alone at home, finding everything on screen utterly heartbreaking. After all this, Julie Saint-Saëns found Ollie and wanted to talk about her parents and friends. Her father got cancer shortly after she went to prison, but never informed Julie Saint-Saëns. Her mother developed Alzheimer's 4 years after her father died and was now placed in a nursing home, arranged by Ollie. Old friends tiptoed around Julie Saint-Saëns' story, and her parents stopped mentioning her after she went to prison. New friends hardly knew she existed. Young Ollie was brainwashed by her parents, and seeing her guilt-ridden face, Julie Saint-Saëns told her child a joke, breaking the awkwardness between the sisters. Strong familial emotion shone down like the warm rays of sunshine, and Julie Saint-Saëns started to lose her cool demeanor. The following day, she mustered up her courage and went to a hospital where she had been a renowned doctor 15 years prior. She aimed for a secretary position, and despite her stellar resume, the final call lay with the director. When they had free time, the sisters would swim together, sharing joyous moments. The community staff fully supported Julie Saint-Saëns' job hunt and vowed to call the hospital. However, they often mentioned Julie Saint-Saëns' past, which irked her to no end. Julie Saint-Saëns visited an art exhibit where a painting full of anguish caught her eye. Coincidentally, Michelle was there too, and they hit it off, chatting fervently. Michelle respected Julie Saint-Saëns' privacy, never prying into her past, just focusing. After dinner, Lucas asked Julie Saint-Saëns about her job prospects, and she promised not to overstay her welcome. While they chatted, Bay suddenly shouted for someone to tell a story. Julie Saint-Saëns was deep in thought about their lives when Bay piped up again for yet. Lucas rushed upstairs, then came back down soon. He seemed to like it. Little Bay fell asleep to her aunt's gentle voice. Watching Little Bay sleep, Julie Saint-Saëns was overwhelmed by strange emotions and couldn't help but kiss her again, which her sister caught upon returning. The next day, the sheriff invited Julie Saint-Saëns for a meet-up at a cafe because he wasn't too fond of the office's dull atmosphere. The sheriff loved the Orinoco River, known for its whirlpools and waterfalls, which was quite a spectacle. Her dream was to find the river source. The hospital job also sought the sheriff's opinion, and she wrote a glowing recommendation. Meanwhile, Ollie was engaged in a discussion with her students, sharing insights on criminal psychology. One male student was eager to share his opinion, while another wanted to voice his thoughts as well. But Ollie's emotions fled. She believed some crime psychology masterpieces were based on lies, detached from reality. The sight of their teacher's meltdown shocked all the students. Gradually, Ollie calmed down, looking a bit sheepish. Who knew that she had unconsciously redirected her feelings towards her sister onto her students? During the weekend, a few families held a gathering, and Julie Saint-Saëns got an invite too. The adults had a blast with their kids, while Julie Saint-Saëns patiently played with Little Bay. In the evening, around the campfire, one friend suggested that the usually quiet Julie Saint-Saëns share her story. Though Ollie and Michelle tried to intervene, the friend continued asking without malice. Julie sensed and had no choice but to spill the beans. Hearing Julie sense and his response, everyone burst into laughter, amused by her whimsical excuse about the. Yet only Michelle was aware that Julie sense and wasn't joking at all. She followed her to the campfire. Prior to teaching at the university, Michelle had a 10-year experience as a prison teaching assistant, comprehending what kind of individuals were in prison. Almost everyone views the world differently. He told Julie Sensen he could understand people like her and offered to take her home. Not long after, Julie Sensen received great news from the hospital. She snagged the secretary job. That evening, when Ollie returned home, she heard piano music. As she crept closer, she discovered Julie Sensen was teaching Little Bay to play. After persistent coaxing from Little Bay, the sisters finally revived one of their childhood favorites. Come on, get yourself prepared. Let's enjoy a beautiful morning collectively. Accompanied by this wonderful feeling, Julie Sensen's heart was no longer cold and shut off, but instead became warm and radiant. When chatting with the sheriff, she became more open and friendly, as if they were longtime friends sharing secrets. If you like this story, don't forget to subscribe.